Hello, everyone. Welcome to July Stencil Sunday, hosted by Funky Junk Inspiration and the Painted Peach. Here I have a canvas tote bag from Magnolia, and then I'm going to use the mini tulip stencil that is also from Magnolia. This I do believe is a 10 by 10 stencil. And because I'm using multiple stencils today, I'm going to write the name of it on the back of the stencil so I know which back of sheet to put it back on. Then I'm going to figure out the placement. And I want to thank Christy and Mary for inviting me to their Stencil Sunday collaboration. I love doing these. It's gotten me to use my stencils more than I was before. So here I'm just making sure it's placed correctly. I'm going to make sure there are no air bubbles underneath, and I'm just going to smooth it down as much as possible. And then these are the Blessed Butterfly. It comes as one whole sheet. I cut them apart. I really love this stencil. As you can tell, I'm using it again, I think maybe for the third time. I don't know. But I really love these two stencils. So that one's a little big, so I'm going to go with the smaller one because I love butterflies. And I'm just going to put this in that little bit of an empty space. And again, rub it down, making sure there are no air bubbles. And there is an ink mat in it just in case if the ink bleeds through. And I'm using emerald and magnolia green chalk ink. This is permanent ink. Once you put it down, you can set it by ironing it, and I'll put parchment paper on top when I iron it on medium to high heat. I'm just smashing the packets to make sure that the ink is all mixed up. This one came out a little thick. I think it was old, but I used it anyway. I just went with it because I wanted light green and dark green to use. So here I'm putting it on the outside of the stencil so that it doesn't start to dry within the mesh. Because I'm going to do like a swirl of the two colors. So I'm just putting some down like that. And I'm also going to do the same on the butterfly. And there I was explaining about not putting it in the mesh part because it'll dry and you'll mess up your stencil. So here, as you can see, this is the way it should come out. But I just went with it. I started, so I said, well, let me keep going. Yeah, I got ink all over my hands, but it happens. It happens. So here I'm just mixing it in. And this one will be more of the light green than the dark green, but that's okay. It comes out really pretty. So here I'm just going to do this. I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me do this entire one, but I wanted to go over that one and peel it up. So here it is. It's all finished. The bottom left corner kind of bled, but it's okay. I love the way this came out. Now it's really pretty. So here I made a tassel with some crinkled seam binding, and I put it on a key ring. And here I'm trying to figure out the best way to put this on here. I don't know what I was doing. And the little tassel has some little crystal beads on it and everything. Just something to dress it up. And of course I can always change this out. And so here I'm saying, nope, don't like it like that. So I take the safety pin off again, and then I'm going to do it differently. And then this way I can put my keys on here when I'm carrying my bag or anything else I want to put on there. And it came out so pretty. So there it is. Okay, here I'm using a medium youth t-shirt. This is from Cricut. And there is parchment paper on the inside, so if the ink bleeds it won't transfer onto the back of the shirt. And I'm using the larger butterfly on this one, and all of these will be linked in the description. The ink, I'll just put a link for the ink, so if you want to go find the ink, there's so many beautiful colors, and this color I'm using is berry blue. And again, permanent ink. You set it by using heat, so you don't ever have to worry about this washing out or anything. I could have used chalk paste, if you wash it, it will come out lighter, but it will not come out completely. But this blue is absolutely beautiful. And I love how this turned out. These were the only two white t-shirts I could find in my stash, so I just went with it. But this just, I think it just came out so pretty on this white. So I'm definitely going to make me another t-shirt using this blue. And here I'm just going to peel it. And there it is. I missed a couple of spots, but it came out really pretty. Really, really pretty. I love the way this came out. And again, I'm going to dry it, and then I'm going to use my mini iron to heat set it. And there it is. It came out so nice. Okay, for my last one, this one is another cotton t-shirt from Magnolia. And this is Be Transformed stencil, again from Magnolia. And it is 8.5 by 11. And again, I'm writing the name on the back of it so I know which backer sheet to put the transfer back on after I clean them and dry them. And this one says, be not conformed to this world, be transformed. I love butterflies, and I think this is so pretty. I can't wait to do this one like a mashup colors. But this came out really, really pretty. And again, I'm using the berry blue chalk ink. I didn't realize I left this all in, but it comes out really pretty. And on this one, I can show you how I lift to check and see if I missed any spots, where you can just lay it back down and then just go over it real quick. I don't know why I flipped that like that. I crack myself up. After you record and you go back and look at it, I know we always think, what was I doing? I don't know why I did that, but maybe I was doing a trick with it. I don't know. Just making it fun, I guess. And I'm just going to go all the way down. And I'm one of those, yeah, I take my time because I don't want a whole lot built up, because it will make it bleed. And I have a problem doing that with a lot of the ink projects. I don't know why. It's just happens. And then I'm making sure there's no extra built up on top. And then I'm just going to lift here. And I see that the B was not fully covered, so I lay the stencil back down and I just lightly go over the B. Then I'm lifting again. I see part of the butterfly wing was not covered, so I'm going to go over it again. Sorry about my head being in the way. Then a little bit more. And then I can lift off. And that came out so, so pretty. That blue is like electric on that white. And I just absolutely love it. Again, thank you to Mary and Christy for inviting me to this collab. I always love it, and I hope you did too. Please like, share, and subscribe. See you next time. Take care. Bye.